Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Black Spin. It's me, Nikki. Hey. So today I want to talk about the fact that there is too many friendships in the black household. And we got to stop that shit. The reason why I'm saying that is because we have so many children out here lost. They think that material wealth equals actual wealth when it's actually the main sign of financial illiteracy. They think that popularity and words of affirmation are adequate enough love language that they could just live their life like that vicariously through the opinions of others. And you know, when the opinions of others control you and what you think and what you do, you tend to make terrible decisions based upon popular opinion, or you tend to mold your life and be a certain type of way based on popular opinion. So we can't have that continuing to plague the black community, because we see enough. Don't look at all these Instagram models being exploited for their bodies and then get upset when they can't meet a quality man that has money and substance and something to offer, that come at them in a respectful manner and don't want to only fuck them. But when you are a IG model and you are half naked on a social site, which means millions of people have access to seeing your naked ass gapped open, wide open, and all that there stuff, then that's not conducive for a man wanting to respect you. And then you can't have the same for these men. You can't have black men out there ostracizing or talking down on their black women because they wasn't raised to love and appreciate a black woman. You can't have rich men getting rich and want to go fuck a black girl but want to marry a white one because it's a status symbol. All of these problems that we're having now socially in our community are really based upon how we're raising our children. So, and a part of the problem is we're being so cool with them. We are their partners, we are their friends, and there is no consequence to carrying themselves in inappropriate manners, being spoiled, stuck up Negroes and bitches. And we have to stop that, or else we just gonna be stuck with a generation of hoes, scammers, homosexuals, and lesbians. Nothing that you will possibly have as a good foundation of nation building. You know, and I'm talking about the mass majority of us, because you have to understand that this is what people are following now. I saw one young lady on YouTube was like, well, where you dancing? I'm 16 and I want to get ready to start dancing. So, where can we practice that? Or do you do pole dance class and stuff like that? I was like, what the fuck? This 16-year-old's on this grown ass woman page who she shouldn't be following in the first place, talking about she want to be a stripper. She's 16. She almost of age. What the hell? So why is that a goal in our society? Number one, we're giving them too much access. They have access to these strippers or hoes, and they like the life that they're looking at on Instagram, not knowing that shit is a hell of a lot harder, and a lot of these people are living above their means, which is how they end up being whores, prostitutes, and scammers and stuff like that. Okay, so too much access. So when we give them access to these things, we have to explain it to them. Like my daughter, I let her on and off Instagram. Most of the time she's off because I own the password. And when we go on vacation and stuff, I let her log in and whatever. But I always tell her, look, some of these people you're following, they might look great, they might have all these followers and all these likes, but that don't mean that they're loved. That doesn't mean that they're happy. That just means they work on Instagram. That's it. You know, you have to explain shit to them. Okay, yeah, this young lady may have a lot of followers and shit, but look, she got to be naked every day online for everybody to see. You know, yeah, this boy, he might be cute, he might be fine, and he might have all these likes, but that doesn't mean he's a nice person. That doesn't mean that's somebody that you want to meet. You have to let them know that. My nephew came home one day and said, oh, he don't like black girls because they all ghetto. I said, no, sir. The black girls at your school might be ghetto, but not all black women are ghetto. I said, so you trying to say I'm ghetto? Your mama ghetto? Your grandma ghetto? My mama ghetto? You calling every black woman you know ghetto? Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, okay. And right now he dating an African girl. Don't tell me what corrective action can do. You don't let your children formulate these opinions and lifestyle decisions at young ages, and you're not the proper undue influence on them. Like, what the fuck? Like, one of my daughter homegirls, and I teach her to be friends with everybody, because my homegirl, she was a butch lesbian stud girl, and me and her been cool since the 9th grade, and I don't know where I would be right now if socially I didn't have her. Cause you know what I mean. She looked out for me a lot socially, and if I ain't have her in my life or we wasn't cool, I couldn't just go over her garage and just sit there. Sometimes if I ain't had nowhere else to go, I can't go in her room and sleep there. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't imagine what my life would be like without that friendship. But my mama also told me, look, just because your friends are gay, don't mean you have to be gay, etc., etc., etc. So I told my daughter the same shit. So my daughter's in the 7th grade and she got this homegirl that look like a boy. So I asked her, I say, what, you call yourself being gay or a lesbian, some shit like that? And now my gay homegirl, she dated boys, she slept with boys. You know, she made a lifestyle decision. You feel me? So this broad, I asked her, you know, so you gay or whatever? And she was like, well, I'm bisexual. I said, bisexual? I said, well, who you been having sex with? Nobody. Well, how are you bisexual if you're not sexually active? I said, baby, just because you look this way now, this might be a phase you're going through. You might grow up and look like a supermodel. You don't tell yourself that you're going to be a boy or dress like a boy, act like a boy because of your current state of how you look, because your feet are a size 10 and you this high and you haven't grown to your feet yet. Like, that's crazy. Don't do that. Don't ostracize yourself like that. Not ostracize, that's the wrong word, but don't label yourself like that or pick those roles for yourself like that when you haven't lived enough life to pick and choose. I said, wait till you get to college and then see what you want to do, or at least wait till you get to 10th, 11th grade in high school. You don't know what you are right now. You are 12. You have never even had sex to say if you bisexual, heterosexual, homosexual, any kind of sexual, because you're not sexually active. And I said, look, and just because that's how you want to live your life, don't come over here hitting on my daughter, trying to turn her out, whatever the fuck y'all got going on. I said, if y'all gonna be friends, she could be your friend. I teach my daughter not to judge, but don't try to sway my daughter to live your lifestyle, because you out on a limb sometime by yourself. She was like, yes, ma'am, I understand. Okay. But her mother lets her dress like that. I saw her yesterday. She had braids going straight back like a nigga. What the fuck? And so she ain't got no hang time. So there's like this little braid just going straight back. Shit. Now my daughter, you want to dress like a nigga? You want to dress like a nigga outside my motherfucking house? Let me tell you something. My homegirl I was telling y'all about. Every 2 weeks, that bitch at the house bar and get her motherfucking hair curled, hair down her motherfucking back. Bitch ain't never been by her. The bitch ain't never not had her hair done. When she started cutting all her hair from wearing like a dude, that bitch was in like a grown. She was 17, 18 years old at that time. So, but you know what I'm saying? Her mother still raised her like a young lady. You see what I'm saying? And to this day, she's very mannerable. She don't sit with her legs out gaped open and shit all the time. You could tell she's a lady. You know what I mean? She's just a stud lady. Lady stud. I don't know how to say it. But y'all stop that shit. When y'all see y'all boys exhibiting feminine traits, it's not because he's naturally feminine. It's because a lot of times I would say, regretfully, a lot of our boys been raised in single parent households, so they get a lot of feminine influence. You know what I mean? And there is a feminine male principle in every individual. So they get some of that influence from their mothers, aunts, grandmothers that they always seem to be around. So it's not that he's naturally feminine. He's just always around a feminine principle. So when you see that, you correct him. Don't let him do all like this. He say, no, baby, that's not how men dance. You get behind a girl that's doing that. You correct that. Don't just say, oh, he act like a bitch and accept that his whole life. And then he grew up and be this old punk ass bitch. It's really because you raised him to be that. You let him be that. It ain't because he want to be that. You know what I mean? I know a lot of gay men who barely even have sex. I know one homeboy of mine, he a homosexual. He never had sex with no bitch. I mean, with no man. Ever. But he's always been feminine, and he dressed to the motherfucking T, and he just go to gay clubs, perusing. He said one or two times I got head, but I ain't like it. I said, well, shit, why you just won't be straight? He was like, shit, I act like a whole bitch. You know, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Help guide your children. Don't just say, oh, that's how they are. That's how God made them. No, motherfucker. God made them for you to mold, for you to raise. So God made them as a human. If they have certain things in their blood or their herbs can't correct, that may be how God made them. But as far as an acting, guys, how they carry themselves, all that comes from parental guidance. Okay? God didn't, and this is no offense to the homosexual community or people that live a homosexual lifestyle. If you conscious and you black, then I'm down with you. But if you rocking with the LGBT political party, then I ain't rocking with you, because you could be gay without being politically affiliated with that political party. Anyway, If you down with the red, black, and green, I don't care who you sleep with at night, then I'm down with you. Other than that, then you an enemy of mine just like everybody else. But when it comes down to our boys acting feminine, we have to set that shit straight off the motherfucking rip. You know, oh nah, baby, this is that, or when these comedians want to start dressing like bitches because of the Tyler Perry effect. Check out that video, the Tyler Perry effect. It's probably like 3 videos down there. There was no corrective action. You know what I mean? If my brother put on the wig talking about he was gonna make a YouTube channel and be funny, my mama would slap the shit out of him. The fuck out of him. The hell out of him. She would have slapped so much shit out of him, it probably wouldn't have been none of him left. You feel me? So, and it's not that we need less homosexuals. It's just that that's not a natural behavior when you look at our ancestry as far as being indigenous people. And even if you want to look at it from a religious perspective, which I am not, if you want to look at it from a spiritual perspective, for lack of a better term, because religion is not part of me. If you look at it from a spiritual perspective, even if you look at this ankh that represents life, it represents heterosexuality, because we all have that natural inkling to procreate. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta stop going to these hospitals, letting these people, that's medical warfare, that's coming up next. I'm doing research on that now. Letting these people say, oh, our ovaries are fucked up, and they take our ovaries and they're taking our reproductive systems and things like of that nature and using them in labs to make clones and shit like that. But I'm still working on it. I'm still doing my research because I want to come with a lot of facts. But so anyway, raise your children. Okay, stop letting your children raise you or tell you who they are. And it's fine for your child to, okay, well, no, well, this is how I am as far as my favorite color. Yeah, pick that. But you cannot be a 12-year-old telling me that you a lesbian. You cannot be a 12-year-old telling me that you a punk. You cannot be a 5-year-old. Let me tell you something about my nephew. Hey, I love you, Jerry. So let me tell you something about my nephew. My brother-in-law, I call him just my brother. My brother's firstborn son did a split. Now this boy, he be doing karate and shit like that. He ain't no gay or nothing like that. But he did a split at an unwarranted time and place, and my brother snatched his ass but beat the shit out of him. The fuck you doing? Don't no man do that. If I tell you, he had a whole after he beat his ass, he had like a 30-minute conversation about that goddamn split. And it was the funniest shit and the most loving thing I ever seen in my life. But you know what I'm saying? That's part of raising your kids. Because he always around because his daddy work a lot of jobs. So when he's around his mom and them, you know, they kind of let him do whatever he want to do. But when he's around his daddy, it's more of a disciplined environment. So when he around them, he gossiping, being messy and shit and blah, blah, blah. You know, his mama think that shit cute, let him slide with that shit. But when he get around his daddy, which is the male principal organizer and the male principal organizer in his life, he don't let him do none of that. Like say, you know what I'm saying? That's woman talk. Let them women guys talk about that now. It's okay to be nosy and listen because everybody want to know what's going on. But don't be in there with all this here. No, that's not how you do it. You know what I mean? And that's part of raising a child. And this is a millennial parent raising his child like he's an 80s parent. So we have to kind of to be a guide. You know what I'm saying? You raise the child up in the way you want them to go. You know what I mean? And that's not a biblical principle. That's just something because the Bible is just a bunch of stolen ideas from different things that have been colonized. Excuse me. That's why it's been rewritten and added to so many times, because they always colonize somewhere new, learning something different. So, well, you know, during that time. So we ourselves have to say, you know what? Yeah. And it do take a village to raise a child. Y'all stop telling other people that can't tell your kids nothing. You tripping. Because a child can learn something from a stranger the very lesson that you've been trying to teach them, hear it from a stranger and how strangers is putting it to them and be like, damn, you right. And it be the same lesson you trying to teach them. So we have to open our hearts. We have to open our minds, and we have to stop being so friendly. A lot of us are so friendly with our children because we grew up social outcasts or probably didn't have many friends of our own. So we're expecting our child to be our friend. A lot of lonely people have children just so they won't be lonely. You know what I mean? And they're trying to give birth to a friend. Psh, nigga. I don't even have that many friends. I probably got one or two, and they probably on thin ice the way I roll. So with that being said, I don't need my daughter to be my friend. My daughter ain't got to fucking like me. She can hate my fucking guts, but she better talk about that shit with other 12-year-old motherfuckers. She ain't gonna talk about that shit with me. She gonna fall in line, do what the fuck I say do. You want an iPhone XR and you want me to buy True Religion and shit that I don't even believe in spending my money on because I don't want my baby to be a social outcast, so I do buy her things of that nature, but she also has black owned material as well. But anyway, you gonna have to write this essay I tell you to write. You gonna have to be able to tell me who Marcus Garvey is. You have to be able to tell me who Ralph Abernathy is. You gonna have to tell me the truth about Martin Luther King and who really assassinated him. You gonna have to read Acts of State in order to kill. You gonna have to read the assassination of Tupac and other black leaders, because she had to read that book before I took her to go see the motherfucking movie. And that's how come she was disappointed at the movie, because she was like, this ain't nothing about Tupac's life. That's because she read about Tupac's life before she went to go see that movie. And that same year she read that book, she asked her daddy for a painting of Tupac, and she got it for Christmas. So we as parents have to hone in on that and then realize what our children are good at. Now I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Capricorn, my daughter's a Leo, so we have an astrological issue between the two of us, where I'm not trying to, I want her to act like a Leo, but I'm not really sure how to guide a Leo, so I often consult with the stars, because I don't want to debilitate her shine, and to make her less outgoing and commanding the scene-ish as a Leo is. Because I'm a Leo ascendant, which means I look the part, I dress the part, I kind of act the part a little bit, but I'm still so fucking grounded and so meticulous about order and stuff like that, where my daughter is not. So I try to, let her be free. Like I told her to write 3 essays on 3 people. Well, the Harlem Hellfighters, Assata Shakur, and I forgot who the third person was, but I told her to do this like a month ago, and she's taking her time, dragging her feet. That's because she got a social life. She want to do this, she want to do that. But long as she's always coming home, doing a little bit of this research I'm asking her to do, that's fine. Long as I have it before the summertime coming for you, start asking me to go here and go there and go here and go there, I'm good. You know what I mean? And that's part of the compromise is being a parent. Me and my daughter have an open dialogue relationship, and maybe you guys can try that. Where if I'm about to beat her ass, she'll be like, Mama, hold up. Before you whoop me, this, and this, and this, and this. All right? And then I'll think about it. Most likely it's still in her getting the ass whooped, but I'm teaching her to speak up for herself and stuff like that. So we can't get mad with our punk ass children that's always getting beat up if we don't teach them to stand up for themselves. I don't care if she disagree with something I got going on in the house. You disagree with me? Bet. That's cool. Disagree with me. Why you disagreeing with me? What's going on? Why you feel like you shouldn't get your ass with it this time? I didn't have my daughter tell me, man, Mama, I can't argue with you. You right. I shouldn't have did that. And she done lay down and got that ass whooped, because that's what it is in my house. So we have to guide our children, teach our children respect and love and humility. And we have to stop letting them decide who they're going to be at inadequate, informed ages. We can't do that, because society is telling our children who they are from birth. And it's up to us to redirect that negative energy. It's up to us to redirect that socialization agenda that they have for us. It's up to us to redirect that. Because if we let our enemy raise our children, then we will end up oppressed by our own offspring. This is Black Span, and I'm out.